Hi, it's Carolyn here, Trichologist at Absolique Hair Health Clinic. We're just going to go through how we use our microscope for diagnosis and just point out a few of the signs and different things that we see on the scalp. So we have a model that we prepared earlier over here, and we're going to go in and have a look at the hair cycle. So this back area of the scalp always represents the hair cycle. This area up the top here is pattern thinning, so that's caused by dihydrotestosterone. But you need to understand the entire hair cycle before you go in and you read about DHT. So we go in at scalp level in the terminal area, and here's my microscope. What we do is we just have a look around and we can take some pictures. So straight away I can see in this picture that I have my normal growing terminal hairs. So you can see every hair side by side in the terminal area is exactly the same size. We've got a nice sheen and structure. It tells me all the layers are there, the cortex is there, the cuticle is there. But in amongst it, we've got these little hairs. Can you see them with me? There's tiny little hairs, and they're not actually growing properly. So what that means is that your normal RNA is not being replicated in these hairs. So this is what we call diffuse hair thinning. So when you see this in the hair cycle area, it's actually everywhere, all over the scalp. So I'm just going to demonstrate that to you. So this is 1 centimetre of the scalp in the terminal area. And we go back to another completely different location, and you can see exactly the same thing. So we have our normal terminal hairs, and then we have these thinning hairs. So it just tells me that the cell that's dividing to create this hair isn't replicating your normal genetic hair. There's many causes for this, and you can also put a count on it to say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 hairs per centimetre that aren't growing properly, and that's over the entire scalp. So that's when you result in hair thinning, when the size of your ponytail can thin. I'll just show you another picture here. And again, the exact same thing. So we have the terminal hairs, and then around it we have these diffuse damaged hairs that aren't growing properly. This is very treatable because you can see the hairs on the surface of the scalp. You know that they're actually alive, so they're connected to the hair bowl, which is connected to the body, so you can actually correct this. It's just a certain amount of things that you need to do, and you've got to do it naturally because we're working with nourishing the body. It's a little bit like nurturing a plant. Then we go up and we're going to just quickly look at the pattern thinning area, and we're looking for any changes. We see, is the picture in the pattern thinning area any different to give us a diagnosis? So I'm just going to go in on this side here. Okay, and that doesn't actually look too bad. What I can see here is there are some empty follicles. My lovely model has had a diagnosis with me before, so we do know there is some female pattern thinning there. So I can see the terminal hairs are there, but there are some empty follicles. When there's no empty follicles in your terminal area and you start seeing them in the pattern thinning area, that's what leads to your diagnosis. So we'll do another picture up here. And again, we've got our diffuse damaged hairs, but there's also these tiny, tiny little vellus hairs there. And these things only appear in relation to DHT, dihydrotestosterone. So having a look with the microscope, it tells you exactly what's going on, so you can choose the correct treatment. So if you don't understand what's going on and you're just choosing things willy-nilly, you're not going to get a result. So having a qualified diagnosis with a microscope is the key to any successful hair loss treatment. So I hope that helps. Carolyn Evans, Absolique Hair Health Clinic, Trichologist. Thank you.